The paint is amazing. It's a custom color, and it is absolutely not called Mystic. This is Rainbow.
Correct.
Well, Mark, I really don't want... That's exactly right. I need to stand behind this one. We're in Richmond again for this series of videos.
Again, still.
Yes,
still.
Again,
we haven't
still.
left yet.
They haven't left yet because there's like 10 cars to do here. And it has 351, which would have dropped before now. This car, though, I really do. You need to step back. Even with the lights inside, the paint is amazing. It's a custom color, and it is absolutely not called Mystic. This is Rainbow.
Correct.
So, custom color paint. What other things? The paint obviously makes it unique. What other parts of this car have been?
Well, and it's an extreme like the other car that we featured. If you've seen the other video,
the Beryllium.
So it has the built E motor with 445 horsepower.
Right.
But this one also has the really cool carbon fiber side view mirrors and carbon fiber interior trim pieces. And this is a 2002, so it has Recaro seats.
Okay. The E cars. And it really seems like the other extremes are not alone as far as custom paint. Like there are, I don't know, is that something that you've seen? It's like,
well, you also have to remember too, when the E-cars came out, they were the first ones to have the 351 wing and the center exhaust. And then later, Saleen incorporated those in the late 03 and 04 cars.
Okay. Okay.
So it was really a unique car.
So this one is an 02, you just said, right? So do you know how many Rainbows were produced?
No, I don't, but I guarantee you the owner does. I don't. This is another car that we store for our buddy, and it's such a unique car. This car is driven. I want to say this car has about 25,000 miles on it, and this is one of his multiple cars that he will actually take out and use.
Well, doesn't he have? It's a Rainbow. Isn't it a convertible too?
He has a convertible too. That's also Rainbow.
Obviously, I mean, the Beryllium's behind you, as Mark mentioned earlier. It's up on the lift right there. He loves custom paint colors, and I'm gonna name drop Jay, who also is a S197 fan, and he seems to buy up all the custom paint cars from 05 to 09. Like you said in the Beryllium video, I can only imagine going to a Cars and Coffee with this. People have definitely going to walk over to it.
Well, imagine back in 2002. You just didn't really see this. The other thing that's interesting about this versus his earlier Rainbow car, they're really not the same color because they were custom painted.
Yeah.
And this has a little bit more purple to it. The other car has a little bit more green to it.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of neat.
So I love it. I think it's an amazing thing. I can remember being at Carlisle, and it may have been him driving. I mean, this is several years ago, but it may have been when he had the convertible. Somebody was saying, "Oh, look, a Mystic," and then the guy in the car, I'm walking by, and the guy in the Saleen was like, "No, it's called Rainbow." Like corrected the guy because the Mystic in '96 for the Cobra, and then again 03, 04. That seemed to be what people relate to this to, but this was before the 03, 04 Cobra came out again with that color. And even then, like you said,
they're different. If you put a Mystichrome car next to this,
yes,
I mean it's the same style of paint, but it is not. I mean it's nowhere near the same.
Yeah,
color.
That's right, Mystichrome. For me though, this wing and the other parts of the car, I just love this part. Because of the wedge shape, this wing seems to finish it off, especially more so than just the factory GT spoiler, V6 spoiler from Ford. Another styling cue, I guess, is something to bring up. I don't know if we'll talk about it, But Saleen, this is a custom piece from Saleen, right?
Correct.
Is that?
Yep.
Because they wanted the line of the window to come here. I want to say Phil Frank's the one that created that.
It just changes the look of the car, and it's very subtle, but it's a really neat piece.
Yeah, so that's a piece that you will see on all of the 99 to 04s, right?
Yes, that's one of the ways you can tell if it's a real car.
Okay. Recaro seats though in this one, right?
Yes, it does have the Recaro seats.
Yeah.
I used to have a set of those seats, and back in the day I had one of these cars, obviously not a Rainbow, that was my driver. And when I owned it, I put the Recaro seats in it, and then I pulled them out and put the original seats back in it if I went to go sell it.
Yeah. Anything else that you can think of on this? I mean, really the color's
No,
just so
I mean, the
amazing.
color's really the main thing, and the fact it's also an Extreme.
Yeah.
This car was very expensive when it was new. I want to say this paint was like $11,000 or $12,000.
Well, and truthfully though, it's an engine out affair when they did these.
And the inside the doors are painted and everything else. They did a very nice job.
So,
unfortunately, this color was not real good. This and Liztic with the UV light. So it is not uncommon to have one of these cars that had to be sent back to be repainted.
Oh, really?
And they changed the way that they did stuff and put some more UV protection in the paint. Yeah.
Okay.
The other Rainbow car spent a lot more time out in the sun, and I think that's one of the reasons the paint looks a little bit different. It's a little bit faded.
Okay.
But if you hadn't looked at this car, you'd never know that.
True. And how often are they parked next to each other than in his garage?
Yes,
when they
exactly.
Are in the same place? So, the new Edge, I got to get a new Edge. To me, that's just like, I love it. I want
These cars drive great. I mean, they really do.
Yeah.
You could daily one of these cars if you wanted to. I had one for a little while when I was waiting on a new vehicle to come in. The only thing that I didn't like was it didn't have Bluetooth. And I'm so used to being on the phone in my vehicle, not having the Bluetooth was just, and in Virginia, you can't hold your phone and talk on the phone anymore.
Nope.
So.
Well, it's I want to say, even in Tennessee where I'm from, that's a no-no as well. They'll ding you real quick.
It's a neat car. I'm glad it was here for us to be able to film. And you just don't have an appreciation for something like this when it's driving down the road. You got to see it the way the lights hit it.
Yeah, and for the Saleen aficionados, they know what's done to the suspension and stuff. But those that are kind of newcomers to the Saleen hobby, this car has the suspension options. Can you tell?
Well, they did springs and shocks on the car.
Right.
They also did different urethane bushings.
Right.
And then, if I remember correctly, the E's also had a different control arm in the back.
Okay.
And then you could also get the upgraded differential.
Right. Okay. So yeah, it's all performance minded.
Yeah,
stuff.
It's all performance stuff.
So
I don't think the spring rates are any different. I mean, these cars handled and drove great.
Yeah, it's I know a friend of mine had a 99 GT he bought brand new, and it was, I mean, over and above a Fox and a 94 to 98, especially 96 to 98 car, because the early 4.6s were abysmal in power. They're just horrible. It was Ford's push to get to market, I guess. But these cars, even in stock form from Ford with 260 horsepower, were way better.
They ran fine.
They were way better, which was good, because really not much these days. There are minivans that have more power than that. But golly, what more is to say? Rainbow Extreme. This is a beautiful car. Thanks for letting us share it. Thanks to the owner for letting us do this. Stay tuned for more. We got more videos from Mark at PAS, the Richmond location.